Welcome to Goldboys Live, presented by Pickett Sports. Sleeper picks a couple of Major League Baseball games today, some drama yesterday. We got Monday Night Football to react to. We are going to get into NFL odds to have the worst record. This market's fun. This market's sort of wide open. So, Brad, Josh, I guess we'll just start with last night. What's going on? Any takeaways from last night?
Man, the poor Phillies had a chance to absolutely bury them, and they didn't. But the Braves just feel so inevitable, right? Like Wheeler's cruising, and all it takes is just one run. I was like, if they get one run, like it's gonna open the thing up. But I still am afraid for the Braves though, because like honestly, like their pitching sucks.
I mean, anything I would talk about with football would be so boring compared to what happened in baseball, to be honest. Not
I forgot.
much
Wait,
happened in football.
I forgot there was
There was
even
a
a
Monday Night Football
football
game.
game last
It was so duty. Like from start to finish, from before the game started, we kind of knew what it was going to be. I was staying away. It's one of those things where it's like you don't have to bet every game, and I definitely didn't feel the need to bet that one.
It's funny you phrased that way because I remember before the game thinking I don't remember a Monday Night Football game, a standalone game where I've just had such little interest. Like I never go to sleep on these games. If baseball wasn't on, I probably would have gone to bed early. It ended up being like a competitive game. McDaniel's 4th and 1 kicks a field goal from like forever, misses. Very strange. Some of these coaches just do some strange things. But the
Yeah.
teaser legs get home for Green Bay. Raiders win. So look, teasers did really well this week. Teasers is just a good
Yeah.
way to make money in the
Teasers
NFL.
have been so great this season for NFL.
But yes, I mean neither of these teams are anything. Everyone
No.
loved Love and the Packers. That team stinks.
Yeah.
Love might stink. Detroit's going to win that division by 3 or 4 games. They're minus
Easily.
Detroit minus 325 on FanDuel again. People don't want to lay minus 325. They don't want to tap their money, but Detroit should have this division clinched by I don't know, Thanksgiving or early December. They're going to win this going away barring something unforeseen like a Goff injury, but nothing for me. Neither team's really a factor.
Nope. The Packers would
No.
have one win if Derek Carr didn't get hurt. So yeah, they're not good. I did hit a little stupid 10-1 parlay last night because I was like, I put it out on Twitter and everything, but it
What was
was
it?
for $20. It was like 4 different props, including like a love rushing and like Jacoby Myers. I was like, oh well, Adams is clearly a decoy, so let me get some Myers love. And I backdoored Luke Musgrave getting his receiving yards as well for like a little $200 day, but I didn't even care enough to watch it. So that tells you about that.
All I played was Reed touchdown. I was like, I'm just if I'm gonna put money on this, I need a good return. But he only had one target that could have hit a touchdown, and of course, dude's wide open going towards the right on a post route, and freaking dude literally, oh my god, Jordan Love a duck, and I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's the last chance I'm gonna get all game.
Yeah, it was gross. We don't need to spend any time on that.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is. Neither team's really a factor. The other newsy thing for the NFL, Jefferson's going on IR, and this could play into our worst record. Should we start with worst record? Should we get to
Yeah.
baseball?
Let's go to worst record first.
Yeah.
I bet
I'm
Vikings under
weirdly
6.5
excited.
wins. We did a good job yesterday because look, we were like Patriots under 6.5 wins. That's a ridiculous line. By the time we got off the air, it was gone. It was 5.5. It was 5. That made no sense. These are definitely beatable. I played Minnesota under 6.5 wins without Jefferson. I mean, they're already 1-4. The season's over. Cousins a free agent next year. Do you think about maybe trading Cousins to the Jets, to the Falcons? Just not only do you get maybe a pick back, but you just bottom out and maybe get a top 2 or 3 pick. They don't really have a backup quarterback. So I went under 6.5. Here's the way I look at it. If you trade Cousins, it's an automatic win. And if you don't trade Cousins, it's still a pretty decent bet. So I just think it's sort of a free roll there. I think you have to at least be thinking of trading Cousins. But this market's interesting. And I don't know if you guys like anything else for week 2 going forward or you guys had any bets. But worst record. These odds are up at FanDuel. I didn't see them at DraftKings, but I'll read them off to you. Let's see if we can find anything here. Carolina is plus 280. They are, I would say, the rightful favorite. Arizona plus 460. Bears plus 490. Giants 7-1. Man, we talked about that all summer at 30-1. Broncos 8-1. Patriots plus 950. Commanders 24-1. Vikings 26-1. Houston 32-1. Jets 32-1. I don't think any of the other team are contenders.
Nah.
What's the best bet there? Is there a bet to be made?
Man.
I still go Giants is a good.
I think you have to go Giants, right? Because they play Jets, Cowboys, At
They
Saints.
they
goes
got some
twice.
winnable ones though. They got a few winnable ones.
What's
like
winnable for the Giants these days? Like,
Yeah, it looks winnable because they play
hold
the.
up.
I think they're not going to. I don't think they beat the Commanders in either of those games with the D line there.
I have them as
The
good
Raiders
as
keep them
one other
alive
team.
on the D line. They just play a lot of teams with really strong defensive lines. That's what scares me for them.
Yeah, so at the Bills,
I have the
that's gonna
Giants
be 1
as
5.
worse than the Commanders, and like they could beat like one of 3 or 4 teams right now that I would be like, yep, that they're at least like around to pick them against the freaking Panthers. So yeah, there's the best bet there's there, and then yeah, I look at the Vikings stood out to me right away with the Jefferson news, especially at 26-1. They stood out to me pretty quickly. Like, what's the opposite of a team of destiny? That would be the Vikings after winning 6 1-score games last year. So same with the Giants. They won a bunch of those games at less than 7 points, and it's just not the same this year. And the offensive line and having no defense will be a lot of that. I think the Cardinals have a little bit easier schedule. Bears still have a couple. I mean, look, Justin Fields is better than anybody on either of those teams. So yeah, I definitely go with those 2 teams as my favorite bets.
I hope it's not the Giants, man. We talked all summer about them being 31. I didn't pull the trigger because I'm like, Arizona's just tanking. I just never got around to it. And I did miss the playoffs. I bet some unders, so I'll do fine if they win their 3 or 4 games. But I don't know. They do play Commanders, Raiders, and Jets in the next few weeks. They could probably get one of those. They get the Packers. I don't know. It's probably going to take three wins. 3 wins. Does 3 wins get you the worst record? Somebody's probably like Carolina's probably going to get to a couple wins. So
someone's going to get to 4. Someone's going to get to 4. So
3. You probably need 3's the most you could win and still be in the mix for this. So keep that in mind.
I don't think Carolina has more than 3. Yeah,
I agree. Not more than 3.
So if like 3 teams have 3 wins, what does that pay you?
When it comes to tiebreakers, I think you'd probably get a third of your winnings, a third. Yeah. So if you bet something at 30-1, you get 10-1, that kind of thing. Xavier says, don't bet the Jets or the Texans. I would agree. Those teams have enough talent.
Yeah. Panthers' schedule is still pretty brutal too, except they get the Colts, the Texans. Anything can happen in those. Colts, Texans, Bears. Anything can happen in those. And then divisional games at home versus.
Yeah, like the South is like you still get. I don't know. Those teams aren't good enough where you're like, oh, they can't beat those.
Exactly.
Like, you get maybe
they can even beat the Bucks on the right day. They can. Beat
I agree. I would still. Minnesota at 26-1 is a good sleeper just because of the Cousins trade possibility. If you trade him in, you're not winning many games, and you only have 1 so far. Arizona plus 460. I know they've been feisty, but last week we saw the other side of the coin where Dobbs finally wasn't good. The defense got destroyed. Their schedule's pretty tough because they have to play the AFC North. They have to play, still San Francisco. They have to play Seattle twice. They play the Rams, who are better than we thought. If you go through the Arizona schedule, there's not a ton of wins there. And this is the type of team, all right, they could be rah-rah for a month or so and play competitive, but eventually, you get worn down with injuries or whatever. And I could see Carolina. It's like, who was like this a couple years ago? I think Detroit was like this a couple years ago. It's like, oh, they're in every game. They just don't win any of them. I could see Carolina being the kind of team where it's like, oh, they cover, they're feisty, but they actually don't win many of these games. Somebody made a good point. I forget what show it was yesterday. That
I don't think they've covered yet this season.
Oh, they
might be 1-4 against the spread.
They're 3-2 against the spread. They cover their first 3 games.
They lost by 7 their first game.
They lost by 4 their first game.
All right,
Arizona.
Oh no, I'm talking about the Panthers.
Oh no, I'm talking Arizona.
Oh my bad. Yeah, the Panthers.
You're
talking about
Panthers
Arizona.
Win?
The Panthers have no wins and they're 1-4 against the spread. They might be 1-5
in this team.
Yeah, okay. Arizona's.
And Carolina may have covered depending on when you got the number. That Monday night game against the Saints where it was 3.5, it landed right on 3.
Right.
But somebody made the point, Arizona, like Gannon came from the NFC East and he's only covered against the NFC East. Like he did a good job against the Cowboys. They won against Washington. They covered against the Giants. So and nobody else they've covered. So maybe, he has that familiarity and that's helped. And I don't know. I did think it was an interesting point. But
Xavier's right. Don't forget about James Conner going down for Arizona too.
True.
A couple weeks is what it said this morning.
Yeah, I think it's in multiple weeks. So I mean, look, it's not.
Well, we know how James Conner is. James Conner gets hurt, that thing might linger forever.
Yep. I don't know. Is there anything actually worth betting here for you guys?
No.
I do think the Giants are worth it at 7-1. They just have so much harder of a schedule than everybody that's around them, and they're as bad as everybody around.
They might be the worst team in the league. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Them versus Carolina neutral field.
Dude,
that's what I'm saying.
No.
The Panthers going to get pressure on the Giants. When I'm watching Evan Neal, guys like Evan Neal on that offensive line, there's no excuse for how bad they are because they're literally just letting people run past them. Like not even touching them. That is embarrassing.
Yeah, Evan Neal needs to go get some therapy or something. He started
Bro,
trashing
but
fans.
it's like four.
dog, you're
it's like
trash.
It's like 4 guys in that rotation that are on that offensive line rotation that are just like, wow.
Just like dummies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they're that bad. So believe in that. Continue to fade them. Like when you get a spread with the 12.5 with the Dolphins was like scaring people. I was like, this isn't scary, y'all.
Question for you. If the Giants get the worst record, right? Do they trade the pick down and get a guy like Joe Alt?
No
build
way.
the
They
offensive
take a
line?
quarterback.
They
Anyone?
take
Nobody's
Caleb
trading
Williams,
that
right?
pick. Nobody's trading that pick. You trade Caleb Williams. You figure out Daniel Jones some other time. Absolutely.
Yeah, you still
That's
get
what I
Caleb
thought.
Williams for like 40 mil or whatever you can get his contract. So yeah,
And I think the Jones language is like, all right, it's this year and next year, and then after next year, there's some maneuverability
well,
where
they can get out
of it.
after 2. Yep.
Right. So no,
Get
I don't.
Jones out of there. He's trash
Shoot him
too.
It's
God.
not his fault. But if you get Caleb Williams, it's not
No,
a question.
It's not his fault, but it is his fault because he's a terrible quarterback under pressure.
Okay.
I think 2 things. I think it's not his fault, and I also think he sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of tough.
It could both be
It's
true.
unfair.
Yeah, it both be true. Like, I know we talked about this. Like, I just can't see him ever winning. Like, I just can't see him winning like a Super Bowl or going.
I was just so shocked. What, you guys picked him like 13th from Duke or whatever, 10th or
6th. I
something?
think he was 6th or something.
God, it was egregious when you drafted him.
It was. It made no sense at the time.
Gettleman came in like a freight train, ruined this whole franchise, making all the wrong picks, and then yelling at the fans, and then finally he's fucking gone. So
Yep.
Yeah, Riley Leonard is going to be a beast. If he was playing anywhere else outside of Duke, he would probably be in the Heisman conversation. Dude's got wheels. He could toss the ball, and he's tough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else on football here? This is interesting. I don't know if I'd make a bet. Giants 7-1 is interesting. Like I said, Arizona plus 460 is interesting. I could see. I could see splitting up a unit on like the Giants and the Vikings, or splitting it 3 ways with Arizona. But then Carolina might sit there with 2 and beat all of them. But I wouldn't go crazy here. I do think if you're looking for a long shot, Minnesota 26-1 is at least interesting. I'm surprised nobody even brought up the Patriots. Patriots plus 950. That's not enough bank.
I just think Bill's just so good at not being terrible.
I mean, he's
like, that coaching advantage.
I would have said that on Saturday after Sunday, I don't know, but I know what you mean.
Well,
that's another team. They should trade anything they can.
I bet the Saints. I bet the Saints there. I thought that was a really good spot for the Saints. Let me ask you this: for the Niners this weekend, what number would you play up to? I got 3.5, but I didn't know how I felt about 5.
I'm not.
Trappy.
I'm not looking to step in front of San Fran. I'm also. I'd be looking to play, and Watson's still not practicing. I'd look to play a Cleveland team total under or just an under. I just don't know how
under game. The game under looks pretty good at 37.5 as well.
So low, man.
There's 2 strong defenses.
The problem. I mean, we saw, wasn't it Tennessee that ran all over them in that surprise game?
Who's that? Cleveland?
Yeah. At this point, like if they get run all over, you could see 30 points.
I don't think they played. I don't think they played Tennessee.
Yeah, there was. I'm forgetting which team that
the
they
49ers
played.
team total is 21.5 juice to the under. Browns team total is 16.5 juice to the under.
I would go Browns team total under. Are you thinking of the Cleveland Baltimore game where DTR played?
Yeah, Baltimore put up points.
Yeah. I mean that's tough though because DTR was just so bad and they were intercepting.
And he had some turnovers too.
Right. As long as
I was thinking of the Bengals giving up all those points to the Titans.
Yeah.
The other shitty team with the
I've never been so wrong about a game in my life. And I didn't even bet the Bengals straight up. I bet the Bengals teased them and they didn't even cover the freaking teaser.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this would be Browns team total under 16. I just don't know how the Browns score more than like 10 points there. Especially
by a point too. There's no way they're getting 17.
I don't know if you can buy points on team totals.
Yeah, that's annoying.
That would be the play, though. All right.
You can play alt lines, but the alt lines are trash. Like you have to, they're like going straight to minus 230.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna bet it, but like I don't think we should be betting on Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs to cover 10 points anymore.
I'm with you. Especially Kelsey banged up, short week.
Yeah.
That being said, I don't want any fucking piece of Denver either.
Yeah, that's gross.
No.
It's like we said, though, you don't have to bet every game. I know people aren't going to follow that rule because it's the Thursday night. It's standalone. I don't. You know,
It's just one
I
of those
heard
where
it.
it's like if you bet on the Chiefs, it's like, come on, man, Kelsey hobbling around on a short week, etc. But if you bet on the Broncos, like you bet on the Broncos if they
Right.
lose, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Bad defense. You figure Mahomes can get on track one of these weeks. I heard this stat. I couldn't believe it. The Broncos have more recently won a Super Bowl than they have beaten the Chiefs.
That's interesting.
Hard to believe.
That
so,
is.
So what's happened sooner? Winning a Super Bowl or beating the Chiefs? Winning a Super Bowl. That's hard to believe. But they never beat Mahomes. It's interesting because they're usually competitive in these games. I feel like Denver, Kansas City, these games are usually somewhat close, but they never seem to win them.
Yeah, they were at the end of last year, but still didn't win.
They were competitive last year, you mean?
At the end, yeah. In that
Yes.
one of their last 2 games of the year was
I remember one that
fired Hackett.
Right. There was a game where the Chiefs got up by 1 million and the Broncos came
back,
way back and lost by
like 2 or
covered.
3.
Yeah, 6 or something like that. Yep. All right, 2 games today. We got the American League today. Like we said, just a gut punch loss for Philly last night. As someone with Philly futures, I just have a feeling Atlanta gets a split in Philly and then wins in 5. That I just feel like that cost them the series last night. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. And this extra day off in between now the Braves can throw Strider in game 4 on full rest. So I don't know. It's Nola versus undecided. I'm guessing it would be Elder tomorrow for Atlanta, but we'll have tomorrow to talk about that. 4 o'clock Eastern, Sonny Gray against Christian Javier. Total is 8. Minnesota.
I took the Braves.
Minus 125. What you got here?
I took the
You riding the Twinkie train with me and Will?
No, I took the Astros.
Boo, boo.
Ooh.
I like Minnesota here. Go ahead first, Brad.
I just think that it's going to be a close game, and just getting the plus money here was a little bit better than laying juice. That's the only reason.
That understandable. Gray's just been much better than Javier.
He's been so good.
I like the bullpen. My favorite play, I gave this out. Sonny Gray over 14.5 outs. Like he's not going to pitch 5 innings. He's one of their horses.
Is that plus money?
No, minus 135.
So what?
Oh wow! Normally his pitching outs around 14 and 15.5 have been plus money. Wow, it's minus 150. What?
You're saying over's been plus money, Brad, or are you talking about under?
Yeah, for Gray, overs have been plus money.
I wouldn't think at 14.5. He's 5-6.
15.5. They've been I guess 15.5 is over 5 innings, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that might be. I mean, I would think you get 5 out of him. I thought Wheeler yesterday was low. Brian was on that, and I ended up tailing like Wheeler at 15.5 was low. I think this one's
12.5. The game times throw me off like when we get to the playoffs because like I get ready to bet the game and it's already on. It's 1-0. So that's when I started locking in all my stuff, but I can't take picture props because I can't take live there.
Yeah. What'd you say, Josh? Boy, I'm looking at 11.5 for Javier on DraftKings. So man, you get through 4 innings, you cash. They're just basically saying Javier's going to go once through the lineup, then they'll mix and match, which might be the way to go. I don't know because it tells me not that they know something, but the usage here might be like this is too good to be true on the over. Maybe he goes 3 innings. You let him see the lineup once. And then you flip him out. Like I said, he's been bad. So I don't know. If that's not the case, though, that number's low.
Tuesday?
So, yeah.
It's too low.
I think it's too low.
Yeah.
That's too low because they're not going to want to just like because they got on Sunday, Stanek and Montero went deep. Abreu went deep on Saturday. And when I was listening to this broadcast, they made such a great point yesterday. It's like, even though you're in the postseason and you want to have a short leash for your pitchers, when your pitchers are facing your relievers are facing these guys so often and so few days, the familiarity gets there and their hitters are going to hit them easier. So they want to stretch their guys as long as possible if their bullpen has gone in before, which makes total sense.
Yeah, it does. I just hit Sonny Gray also. I can't believe that. 14.5.
So Javier is 11.5 on DraftKings, 12.5 on Bet Rivers. Is that a worthwhile middle?
What's the pricing?
Minus 107 on the so minus 121 on the over. Let's just say I'm going to go for the middle. Bet Rivers has minus 121 under 12.5. DraftKings.
Do you want him to go exactly 4?
Yeah.
I need the other number though.
Minus 130. So minus 130, minus 121. Is that worth it?
No.
You don't think so?
You're losing too much juice.
I agree. Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, for what you need there.
And that's I don't know. Is that a logical point to take him out? Usually the 5th inning is that cutoff
Fifth
point.
inning's logical point.
Yeah.
Fourth is if he's getting like fucking rattled, like
But it's
barreled.
different. It's the playoffs. They don't really trust them. This isn't like they don't really have that many. They have 2 starters. That's the thing. So
No, but I think what you're looking at
and
though
they
is like
could
what
go Hunter Brown after. Maybe they just piggyback Hunter Brown. Maybe that's the thinking where it's like they go
They could.
Javier.
Oh
like,
yeah.
has Hunter Brown pitched?
I haven't
I don't
seen
think
I
that
don't have him in my.
series.
He's not in my usage data, so I'm gonna assume no. Let me check grinders.
But what are the out like if he's pitching well at the end and right there's
Excuse me, sorry.
excuse me, it's third inning. Third inning, there's 2 outs. He's had like 3 base runners. He gets the out. Why wouldn't he come back in the 4th?
No, he
Like,
would.
what-
You mean the 5th?
The 5th rather.
Yeah. So say that scenario again.
Like let's say he's given up 3 base runners in the 4 innings, and it's it's about to come out in the 5th. Like why wouldn't he come back out?
Yeah. Let's just say he's 4 innings, 2 runs after 4. And then it's like, all right, we already seen him once. We don't want the thinking a lot of times, like we just don't want the lineup to see him twice. Let's try and steal a few outs with him. They don't trust him. That's the thing. They don't trust him. He hasn't been good. So maybe it's like, hey, 4 innings, 1 run. Fine, you did your job. We'll mix and match. We'll go Hunter Brown. We'll throw our relievers. Like, okay, they pitched a lot, but this is basically not our season, but this is a huge game in the series here. This is this is best 2 out of 3. And if you can just get through today, then you can turn it back over to Verlander. And Valdez hasn't been great, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
Watch. We're not going to play the middle. And it's going to land right in the fucking middle. We just know it. I just know it.
Then do it so
They
it
should
doesn't
play it.
happen.
Which do you like more, over 11? I'll put it that way. Which do you like more, over 11.5 or under 12.5?
For
Javier, if you had to play one of them.
12.5 over under 12.5.
No, you could play over 11.5 and you could play under 12.5.
I still just think over 11.5 is my favorite bet of it all.
Yeah, I think getting him through 4 is reasonable.
I mean, the Twins aren't like scoring more than like 3 or 4 runs a game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Brown's not going to come in. I don't think so.
Well, he threw an inning, Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably not a piggyback
I think
situation.
I think you just go straight to the bullpen.
Do they have another starter on the roster? Who's the other starter? I'm trying to think of who there is. There Quiddy on the roster?
Yeah.
It could be it. I mean, they could really get creative here. I don't know. But interesting. Make sure if you're going to bet it, obviously, make sure you get the best of the number. Even if you're not going to get the middle, you're going to, you got some.
Which would I rather play? I'd rather play over.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. And I'm tempted to play that middle. Not big, but tempted. Just
you should do it.
You think so? You just said I shouldn't.
I think you should. I know, but I'm only saying you should do it because if you say it so many times, and then it happens and you don't do it, I'm just gonna be like, well, dude, you should have done it, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. It's a little insurance, little fun.
What he's saying is we don't want to hear about it in the group chat later.
That's a good point. I don't want to be talking about it. I don't want to be sitting here bitching about it. Trust me. Who you got? So Brad's got the Astros. Josh, who you think Minnesota wins?
I'm riding Twins. Yeah, I mean they win. I think the thing that does actually scare the Astros to keep Javier in there is like he can't go toe to toe with Gray. So if they've got Gray, like it's like we just need to put together the 2 best pitchers to combine for the like 6 innings that Gray probably will go. So
yep, totally agree.
Yeah.
How about the night game? Do we think Baltimore lives to see another day? Boy, this Texas team couldn't win a game for us to win the division, and they haven't lost. Baseball is a funny game.
Yeah,
as the Dodgers have found out, and
it's why I've been betting them almost. It's just like, well, one, I just don't believe in the Orioles. I've said that from the jump. And then the other thing is you get plus money on a team that's like, this is such a freaking baseball narrative of like, where the hell did you just come from when you couldn't win a game for the last month of the season?
Wait, I am literally on the freaking Loaded Bases NBC sports show saying the Rangers at their price is the worst bet. They were like 20-1, and I was like, now I feel like someone's gonna clip that and be like,
oh, I had to do one too. I did a write up for Fox, and I had them maybe 8th or 9th as best value. I was like, they could maybe win a series or 2, but they just don't have the pitching to win it all. I still don't think they have the pitching to win it all, but hey, you're 1 win away from being in the Final Four. Then who the hell knows with the way this bracket's going?
I'll just say I would feel really good. I would feel really good about my bet on the Twins to win the AL if they get to play. I mean, really with either of these teams, but either way,
home field versus Texas. Yep,
that'd be nice.
and I had Minnesota, Philly 60-1, and man, I thought I was gonna have both of them with home field. Minnesota maybe home field versus Texas,
Still
Philly
in it.
with home field versus Arizona. Then Philly just spits that up. And
Still in it.
yeah, yep. I don't know. Have you guys
Yeah.
bet anything here? I would lean towards the Rangers. I think my best bet. I haven't bet it yet. Let's see for game props. Texas
didn't
team
bet that
total
one.
over 4.5 runs. I just think they're gonna whack Kramer.
You
I
do?
could see like I do.
You do?
That's a tough lineup.
Ah,
That's a tough lineup for him
it's
to
such a tough
face.
lineup.
I'm trying to see how yeah, because the Rangers hit both lefties and righties pretty much the same.
Somebody
Just
said
getting
Rangers
Rangers.
were the obvious pick all season, fall off end of the year, and everyone jumps off them. Now they're back to being the obvious pick. Yeah, there's some truth to that. I just worry about like no DeGrom. All right, now no
Yeah.
Scherzer. All right, John Gray. Like eventually, like you need some pitchers, but I guess look, they pitch well enough, and they
And
survive.
involved, like everyone in that last series looked like freaking Cy Young winners.
All right, guys, don't look. What is Dean Kramer's outs prop?
It's probably 12.5.
Oh yeah, because they're on facing elimination.
Yes.
Because you're asking, I'm gonna say 10.5.
Great job. It is 10.5 over -160.
Because you were asking, I was like, it's got to be less than 11.5.
10.5. That's one of the lowest ones I've seen of these.
Talk about a short leash. It's like when I grab my dog by the collar and fucking
Yeah,
walk
I
in.
mean,
Dude can't go 3.1.
if he scratches himself in the wrong way, they might pull him.
He's got no room to breathe up there.
Let's see.
Oh
Unders
my
plus money.
God.
I might look at under. You got to get through 3 or 4. Like, I know that's this is a different situation facing elimination. Now you got to win a bunch of these games, and game 5s are really good opportunities sometimes, especially if it's a starter you don't trust, where the leash is just so short. But man,
Eovaldi, I was
10.5.
just gonna start trashing him, and I was like, wait, didn't he pitch well in that game against the Rays? And like,
Yeah.
he went almost 7 innings and gave
He
up
was
He
good.
did
1
go
run.
7 innings.
He's
went
always been good in the
6.2.
playoffs. His velocity
Oh.
was back. Yeah, he looked good.
It felt like he went
Dude,
7.
his velo was back. His velo was up above his last 4 starts in that last
Oh
start.
my God. What about
Jesus.
Eovaldi? Does Eovaldi go
No,
deep?
that's what I'm talking about. Is Eovaldi?
I know,
Probably
but does he go deep? Do you think
Does he go deep? Yeah, I mean, he
5
does
innings
win
here. You need 5 innings to go over. I would look at the over here. I think 5's reasonable.
5's reasonable.
up
Yeah.
2-0. He's
How
gonna
about
get
If I win my Astros bet.
yeah, because Eovaldi's not going to pitch in this series again, and unless they like need him in a game 5 like spot thing,
Which they could.
Montgomery has Strider enthusiast. Montgomery has been great.
Yeah, he has been great.
Yep.
Dane Dunning has been bad all season. He just has random blowups. But yeah, I mean, Eovaldi's one of the pitchers on their roster right now, not with a short leash. So yeah, I like the over 5 innings a lot. Actually, let me go ahead and add
Wait,
again.
but look. Who do the Orioles roll out there? Like who do they roll out there to pitch if Kramer
Is
sucks?
Tyler Wells up? It might be Tyler Wells.
Yeah.
But Tyler Wells has pitched 2 out of the 3. He's pitched twice in the last 4 days. 3 days.
Oh, he came in already twice. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, that's gonna be trouble then.
Oh my
Flaherty
God.
maybe.
Flaherty pitched 46
Flaherty.
on Monday.
Which Flaherty
On
are we gonna
Sunday.
get?
He threw 46 on Sunday. How about John Means? What's John Means at usage?
He's not on the sheet, so he's probably 0.
That could be. It could be Means. That could be a piggyback where you go Creamer, then you go Means. How about is Kyle Gibson even on the team? Maybe Kyle Gibson. I would still go under on Kramer.
Yeah,
I still would.
that's crazy. I'm not gonna touch it, but that's hilarious. Is it juice to the over?
No, yeah, juice to the over. So unders plus money.
It's got to be piggyback with John Means because he's the freshest one.
Yeah,
All I can think of when you say John Means is Natron Means.
it's a good. It's a
Favorite
good
running
call.
back.
Is Baltimore 8-1 to win this series with how inconsistent Texas has been? Is Baltimore 8-1 enough?
No. I'm not gonna turn around and all of a sudden be like maybe because I don't believe in them from the jump. So no.
What
Like
was
if
the
you were like
description?
what's that?
Baltimore 8-1 to come back and win this series.
Hell no. We won't go.
What number would you need
To come back to
Astronomical.
win?
Yeah.
At least 20. I mean,
They gotta
come
win
on.
3 in
No,
a
that's
row?
way too high. It happens
3
in
games in
baseball.
a row.
10-1 to win 3 in a row.
10-1 is reasonable. All you need to do, if you're getting 10-1, all you need to do is win 2 in a row. Then you sit there and you can chop it in half in game 5. Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, even if you won today, it's like, game 4. It's now. I don't know. Yeah, 8-1's not enough for me. It's not far off, but if I had a better pitching match, I just because Texas has been so unpredictable, I would look at it, but not quite enough for me. I do think Texas probably beats them tonight.
Yep.
What
Any
about
of
the
these
Dodgers? What number would you take for the Dodgers? Aren't the Dodgers in a 2-0
the
hole?
Dodgers. What are they like?
Dodgers at plus
2-1?
450?
Plus
450?
450.
That's
450.
not
Yeah.
terrible. Arizona doesn't really. Their pitching sort of thins out after Gowan and Kelly.
Yeah.
Are we about to see Fott?
I think so. I would think.
Yeah. And Fott should have got freaking slammed in the wild card.
I know, man, baseball. But Dodgers got to be so sick of winning these games. Like, what's the point? We win all these games, and it's the same thing every year. You just get bounced early. I do have a feeling the Dodgers win and force a game 4. I have a hard time seeing them get swept, but who the hell knows at this point? If they can force a game 4, hey, you're 1 win away from forcing 5 and, putting the pressure back. I wouldn't count LA out in this series. I'll put it that way. Is plus 450 enough for any of you guys to take that? No?
I think it's enough. I think it's enough just because who pitches after Fott, then they go.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like.
They might be able to go back to Kelly with all these days off in between and then Gowan, so you're in decent shape.
They go back to Merrill Kelly. I just don't think you want to be in a. I mean, look, if you get game 5, even if it is Gallen with a clear pitching edge, like it's still you've got the Dodgers with 1 game to win at plus 450, and that's nice.
Right, at home.
So I agree with that. Like Merrill Kelly might scare you a little bit less, but if Merrill Kelly's going up against who's it's really about the Dodgers pitching too.
Yeah, they don't have. I mean,
That's
Kershaw. I don't even know if I'd pitch Kershaw anymore.
I don't think you do. It's a tale as old as time, man.
Plus, I just don't think he's healthy. Like he's just always fighting something. Like
literally, he was interviewing like freaking so long ago, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm working my way back." And then finally, like he's working his way back, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm almost there. It just felt like he was just forcing it."
Plus 470 on FanDuel.
I'd probably play that. To win 3 straight.
I want to play it too. I kind of want to play it too. Somebody said Kershaw turned into Bumgarner and Wainwright. Yeah, there's some truth to that. Plus 470, that's not bad.
One of the best pitchers of all time in the playoffs. It's just he's 13-13, a 4.49 ERA.
Yeah,
that's not Clayton Kershaw. That's like, he
hasn't been good in the playoffs. Look, there's no the numbers don't lie. It's a large enough sample size too, where it's like this isn't just 2 or 3 bad starts where it can happen. This is a pretty large sample size. I do think it's different now because he's older. Like some of those years, he was just unhittable. Then he would get hit in the playoffs. It looks worse. This time, I just don't think he's healthy. I just don't think he's ever healthy. It's always a back or something. He's just always he's old. Like he's older. I think, which is depressing. Because I think he's like a year younger than me or something, a couple years younger than me. So, but he's pitching old. He's pitched a lot of innings. Xavier said, "Who are we thinking for AL and NL? Rangers versus Astros, Braves versus D-backs?" No, I would say Twins, Rangers, and I would say Braves, D-backs.
Twins, Rangers is great for me. You say Braves, D-backs?
I think it's probably Braves, D-backs. I still wouldn't be shocked if it's Braves, Dodgers. I really wouldn't.
It's really the Braves series that I'm less confident in picking a team. I actually don't feel that much fear picking the D-backs. I look at the Philly. I think
you're up 2-0. You're going home. You should. I mean, odds are in your favor.
Yeah, there's a bigger disparity between those 2 teams, though, right? Like the Dodgers are an overall better team, and at least maybe we should be saying they're a better regular season team, to be honest. Because it is a different game now. So yeah.
All right, we can wrap on that. Best bet for me, Sonny Gray over 14.5 outs. I like Minnesota, but Gray outs is the better one. And boy, I'm probably gonna mess around with some of these other ones that whether try to middle the Houston pitcher Garcia or Javier. I don't know what I'm saying Garcia. I'm thinking of the kid that got hurt.
Gotcha.
For me it would be over 14.5 outs for Gray.
Yeah.
And what do you guys have? Anything?
I'm going with that. Yeah.
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 I went Astros.
Boo, fuck Brad. Boo, fuck Brad. I don't even know who said that. Wow. People booing here. That's crazy. All right, boys. Anything else?
No, I think we talk a little bit more about Thursday Night Football tomorrow and look ahead.
Oh, God. Do we have to? Fuck.
Well, let's at least look ahead to week 6 then.
Wait, who plays Thursday Night Football again? I forget.
Broncos, Chiefs.
Shit.
Arrowhead.
That's an early to bed night if there's no baseball.
Maybe some.
I already know what I'm going to bet in that game. I'm going to bet Chiefs over 1.5 field goals or over 6.5 kicking points. That's easy money.
All right. Yep. There's probably some truth there. They get a little bogged down without all these weapons. They'll move the ball. Makes sense.
Yeah, I'm going to go with some Pacheco stuff.
All right. Brad, Josh, appreciate you guys. Goldboys Live, Pickett Sports, Sleeper. Check them out. Appreciate all you guys in the chat. Chat was good today. So tomorrow, noon Eastern, we'll be back. See you guys tomorrow.
you.